Welcome to This Week in East Brunswick. Today we celebrate Fleet Week with the United States Marine Corps as 2 helicopters landed at the East Brunswick Votech and gave tours of the birds along with some of the equipment and weapons that are used in the military. Then we drop in on Playhouse 22's rehearsal of 1776, which is gearing up for opening night and will run through June 26th. Then we check out Springfest as a fine arts festival combines with a farmers market and food truck court at the municipal complex. And Al Nygren, the executive director and curator of the New Jersey International Film Festival, concludes the Filmmaker interview series as he speaks with the director of the feature film H.O.M.E. All this and more, so stay with us. This Week in East Brunswick starts now.
This is Barbara Reese reporting for This Week in East Brunswick. Come join us for a fun day at the Middlesex County Vocational Technical High School with our U.S. Marines. And Captain, tell us a little bit about these wonderful birds that came here to East Brunswick today.
Absolutely. This is all a part of Fleet Week 2016 that's going on in New York City right now. What we have is a Marine Air Ground Task Force display, and these 2 helicopters, they flew in, they have Marines on. The Marines are actually doing static displays with some of their weaponry that they use in combat, as well as we have an explosive ordnance disposal team out here with their dog and their robot that are doing a display over there. We have 2 different aircraft here, the MB-22 Osprey, which is a tilt rotor helicopter. If you look back there, you can see how the rotors are tilted forward. They actually will go all the way down, and it actually goes into like almost an airplane mode, and it comes back up, and it's primarily a troop transport. Over there is the CH-53. That's one of our older helicopters, still in working order, probably the best helicopter we have, and they are also primarily troop transports.
And tell us a little bit now, the Marine Corps has a presence here in East Brunswick in a recruiting station as well.
Yes, ma'am. We're actually located on Route 18. We have a brand new office there where we're here just to mingle with the community and have a show of a face and let people know that we're here to help the young adults and just, give them information about what we offer to the community in the United States.
And what are some of the displays here that some of the folks have been trying out?
Well, I see that obviously they've been looking at the birds inside and out, and they've always been playing with the dog. Obviously, the big hit to play with the canine dog. But they've also been mingling with the explosive ordnance guys and the robotics and all the things that we use when there's an emergency.
And I saw also some different types of weaponry that people were trying out.
Yes, ma'am. We also have the M4s as well as the different machine guns and high-caliber weapons that we use during operations for safety.
So tell us a little bit of what was involved in having the police here to support today.
Well, myself and Captain McGinnis started a conversation about having the Marines come in and land the helicopters and the static displays. So we reached out to Jeff Bisco, the principal at the Middlesex County Vocational School, and he was happy to do it. And then from there, we just set up our meetings.
And what gave you and the captain the idea for this event?
Well, they do every year during Fleet Week, they try to visit local schools or local areas to actually put on their display and show everybody what they're made of. So Captain McGinnis and I know each other, and we started our communication, and this was just a perfect spot for us.
The campus here is beautiful, and thank you so much for having us here today.
Oh, no problem. It's a beautiful facility. We are excited to have it, and anything we could do to help celebrate and honor the men, servicewomen of the Marine Corps and all the armed services, it's our honor.
So Ben, tell us a little bit about what was exciting here today.
It was nice to see all the Marines take a part of their break just to come here, and yeah.
And wonderful. And was there a particular thing that you saw? Was it maybe the helicopters, the dogs, the binocular things they had? Oh, why did you like that?
It looked like a movie, just in black and white.
That's exciting to see all this equipment. And Aaron, what did you like?
I liked going at the helicopter. I liked how they came in. They would go straight and then they would curve and come down.
Thank you so much for being with us here today, Captain.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So you have the job that all kids are dreaming about. You're the pilot. Tell us a little bit about what it's like to be a pilot of the Osprey.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun to fly. It took quite a bit of training to get here. So the Department of Defense and military kind of invests a lot of money in training us up. So it took about 2 years to get through flight school, and then a kind of a short 3 to 4 month syllabus learning how to fly the Osprey. And then we check into our first unit, and from there it's wherever they send us.
What are some of the places you've been with the Osprey?
So me personally, so we're stationed out of North Carolina, New River Air Station down there. Our squadron just got back in January, February timeframe from a 6-month deployment over to southern Spain. So got to see different parts of Europe and Africa. So that's where I've been personally. I'm not sure about Josh here, but the Osprey itself has seen some deployments all over the place, from Afghanistan, Iraq, the Baltics. So it's been all over the place.
Thank you. And you're the crew chief of this Osprey?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us some of the duties you have as crew chief.
So basically, duties as a crew chief is pretty much everything from the cockpit door and back. I'm an aerial observer, mostly first and foremost, for the pilots to be an extra set of eyes when they have things going on and there's a lot of traffic around or anything like that. When we're landing the aircraft, I'll call it down to the deck, make sure we're not going to land in any puddles, any potholes, or anything like that.
All right, so coming up the ramp here, this is kind of what we raise and lower to let all of our passengers run out when we get to wherever we're going. We've got 25 seats in the back, so we can take up to 23 is what we usually say, because we have our 2 crew chiefs. Want to make sure we have seats for them. So normally they'll come in, they'll load front to back with all their stuff in here. So our crew chiefs, while we're flying, we've got one usually stationed up by the crew door, and one will sit back here on the ramp. And they're managing pretty much everything from making sure our passengers put their seatbelts on correctly to if we have any sort of maintenance malfunction. There's a bunch of circuit breaker panels they can work, and they're really kind of the busy guys while we're flying, making sure that we stay flying pretty much. So they've got the hard job in the back, and as we go up to the front of the cockpit, you can see where we have the fun job. We get to fly around.
Thank you for joining us here at the Middlesex County Vocational Technical High School East Brunswick campus. Thank you to the U.S. Marines for coming to visit us here in East Brunswick, New Jersey.
My name is Adam Neary, and I'm the executive producer of Playhouse 22, and our next production here at the theater will be 1776. Well, 1776 is a musical version of the signing of the Declaration of Independence. It features real-life people like John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Benjamin Franklin, and even New Jersey's own Reverend Witherspoon. And it shows the struggles they have in getting to sign the Declaration. Since the beginning of American history, there's always been divisions. There's always been regional divides. There's always been different views on the way the country should be run. And even in this musical, you get to see North versus South and slavery versus anti-slavery. And a lot of those themes are still really relevant today. Whether you look at this year's presidential election or looking at the way Congress operates, it's still very current, even though it took place 240 years ago.
If I came to deliver, as I said, a resolution on independency. Spoken modestly, God help us. He will, John, he will. God in heaven is everybody's God. Amen. God in heaven is everybody's God. But I tell you, John, with pride, God leans a little on the side of the leaves of old Virginia. It's here a lead, there a lead, everywhere a lead, here a lead, there a lead, everywhere a lead. Look out, Tesla!
The work that went into the character development was based on true correspondence. There's a lot of the story about between John and Abigail Adams, and they're actually based on letters that made public after both of them had long passed away about the relationship they had, and how Benjamin Franklin, who was a very important part of this character, was a very important part of the signing of the Declaration, and how Thomas Jefferson essentially came out of obscurity to become the writer of our Declaration. I mean, this has been an incredible production from day one. We have one of the best directors around, putting on the final polishes on probably one of the best shows ever written. There's a lot of fans of 1776 out there, and when they come see this show, they'll be very happy. I encourage you to come out and see 1776 at Playhouse 22. It's a great musical for family members and for history buffs alike.
that train a-comin', it's rolling round the bend. I ain't seen sunshine since I don't know when, but I'm stuck in Folsom Prison.
So what we have going on here today is our first annual East Brunswick Spring Fest. What started off once upon a time as just the Fine Arts Festival has now morphed into a all-day event here at the East Brunswick Municipal Complex. So it consists of the art show. Additionally, we have a farmer's market, live music, food trucks, and then some kids' activities, including face painters and balloon twisters during the course of the day as well.
When I hear that whistle blow, I hang my head and I cry. Well, I bet there's rich folk getting in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking whiskey, smoking big cigars. But I know I've had it coming. I know I can't be free. But those people keep moving, and that's a force.
Hi, my name is Chris Devery, and I'm a multimedia artist currently living in East Brunswick. I have some of my artwork around here at the East Brunswick Art Festival, and basically the style that I use is cut out and then watercolor painted over that, and then I scan that into the computer, and then I'm able to adjust the colors from there. So it gives me a very unique look. I was trained by Disney. I used to work for Disney, so I have very fairy tale, dreamlike subjects in all my artwork, and you can take a look around. And then you will see that there's very saturated colors because I overcompensate for colors a bit, but it brings a sort of ethereal look to the whole thing. So that's what I'm going for, is sort of the daydream effect in my artwork.
I started making jewelry a few years ago. Love silver, so all of my stuff is made of pure silver, my pendants. I work with silver clay, so I can sculpt and form the jewelry any way I want to. Also paint on real natural leaves and fire them off, so I get to keep the leaf as a memory of my hikes.
Victor's rich folk in a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking whiskey and they're smoking big cigars. But I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. These are all my paintings. I went to SVA for 4 years. I'm from East Brunswick. I just graduated from SVA with a BFA in Fine Arts. So I do mostly portraits. I do portraits of my friends and family and their animals. I like doing that a lot. My medium of choice is oil painting. I also do acrylic and I use some charcoal in them as well. I do have some silk screens here. I experimented that in my junior year of college.
They freed me from this prison.
My name is Mary Cumba, and I'm here at the East Brunswick Art by the Pond. I live in Branchburg, New Jersey, and as you can see, I create all these lovely stained glass sun catchers. I have a seasonal theme here for the summer and the seashore, and then just whimsy takes me, I create. And I'm very happy for you to come down and see all the lovely artwork with everybody today.
So this is the 14th year of the art show itself. It started back in 2003, and it's a yearly event, the first Saturday in June. We have local artists from East Brunswick and then the surrounding area, places like New York City or towards Philadelphia. And it's painters, sculptors, crafters, jewelers, all sorts of really fantastic fine art and fine crafts. And we always encourage residents to come on out and enjoy the beautiful weather and the great art and all the activities and have a wonderful day.
And I'd live that lonesome soul, blow my blues away.
Hello everyone, it's Al Nygren back with the last of our filmmaker interviews for the 2016 New Jersey International Film Festival, which is being held at Rutgers University between June 4th to June 18th on select Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. We have multiple programs with 21 films being screened from around the world. Each evening will feature a short or a series of shorts with a feature film, and each evening will have guest appearances by filmmakers. So it's a really wonderful opportunity to intermingle with very talented people. It's not a pretentious festival. It's very grassroots, and it's open to the public. Please join us. Today, we have a wonderful filmmaker who I've known for many years. He was a winner at 2 of our previous festivals, Daniel Maldonado. And tonight, he's going to be screening his wonderful new film called H.O.M.E. Please welcome.
Thank you.
And tell us a little bit about this great film, Daniel.
Well, H.O.M.E. is basically a film that has taken some time to make, about 5 years actually.
Wow.
And now we've finished it and ready to share with audiences. And H.O.M.E. is basically a film comprised of 2 stories, both set in New York City. One, the first story, which is mostly set in New York City subways, involves a young man with Asperger's syndrome who journeys through the subways. Basically, he's run away from home, and he's searching for his autonomy, essentially. And it's more lyrical, and it's about his observations living in the subway and his interactions. The second story is about a Ecuadorian driver in Queens who meets a Chinese woman who's stranded in Flushing and offers her a ride home back to Chinatown. And it's about their connection and their communication in the car traveling back. And so that's more about their connection despite the language barriers and the cultural barriers. And so essentially the themes in both stories focus on urban alienation, communication, and using also modes of transportation to highlight New York City as this constant thing in motion. So.
Yeah, I mean, the city is definitely a fourth character.
Yeah.
And you have the city that's above ground, and you have the underground.
Mm-hmm.
And the film is mostly shot in the nighttime.
Yeah.
For the most part. So it's kind of interesting that even when it's above ground, it seems like it's underground at the same time.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite scenes is the interaction between the boy with Asperger's syndrome, who's a wonderful actor, by the way. He's really talented. And he stumbles upon this pigeon who he wants to give some food to. And the interaction between him and the pigeon is quite wonderful. And I asked you, I said, is that a trained pigeon? And
yeah, well, we got lucky as in many parts of the casting process, including the pigeon. But that is a pigeon that was obtained on a rooftop in Bushwick, Brooklyn. And I basically had a choice of pigeons in a coop, and that was the most unique one.
Yeah, very interesting. Kind of like him, too.
Yeah, I mean, I think this little side story on that was that we had to clip its wings in order for it not to fly away during our takes. And one of the last takes of that production, of that story, involved the pigeon flying away, which I'm not going to give it away, but basically the wings, I guess, weren't clipped enough, and so it disappeared for a few hours, halting production. So, yeah.
So the other story has this cab driver who's also longing for home. Home is the destination ultimately, being sought out by all of these characters. And being a huge soccer fan, I was, he's also following a game, a national team game, because he's Ecuadorian, and that interaction kind of propels him to wanting to go home. Was that something that was scripted and something premeditated when you were writing the story?
I would say somewhere in the subconscious. I wasn't maybe in the forefront, but I felt like even the title as an acronym, opens up the discussion of what home means.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little different for each character. And essentially, I like to call it a place where you're centered, or safe. And so I wanted to explore different, maybe interpretations through each character.
So this film took 5 years to make. Were any trials and tribulations in the making of the film? Obstacles that can you give us an insight into some of those?
Aside from the general obstacles which involve, in independent filmmaking, I think what happened was we originally had 3 stories. We dropped one of the stories and became a two-part film. And then the original cut was a version that had each story, presented one after the other.
I see.
And I think it proved a little bit of a challenge for audiences initially. So going back into the edit room after 3 years, we decided to intertwine the stories and kind of draw the contrast between above ground and the below ground. And so I think the post-production really held us up, trying to find the real meaning of the story. So that took a little while.
You have these 3 wonderful actors. Tell us a little bit about them.
Sure. Jeremy Ray Valdez plays Danny, the young man with Asperger's. He's an actor that I sought out from his previous work. He's LA-based, and we worked with him in a very much experimental improv way during the subway scenes. Angela Lynn is an actress who we met through our casting directors, Orpheus Group Casting, and she's done a lot of work on Broadway, now doing a lot of work on television. She's out in LA right now. And Jesus Ochoa, who's a Mexican actor, very big in Mexico. He's won a few Ariel Awards. And he was just, that was lucky. I mean, he's very hard to get hold of and to nail down, but we brought him out to New York for a few weeks of shooting.
And he's a very sympathetic character. You really feel for him, and you want the best for all 3 characters, but it's him especially, I think.
Yeah, he brings a little bit of that comic relief, and sometimes it kind of balances the story in a way.
Very much so.
Yeah.
So. Well, we're kind of running out of time, folks. You've got to see H.O.M.E, which is our final film, the last film, and is very representative of what the New Jersey International Film Festival is all about, which is to share the human trials and tribulations, a humanist film festival, and this film really certainly underscores that feeling. H.O.M.E is going to be preceded by 4 short films that somehow have a connection to yours. Right. The Suitor, which is by Alvaro Congosto, who I will be also interviewing, or actually already interviewed. His first film is set during the War of the Worlds broadcast in 1938 and is a romance between neighbors. Twinsburg by Joe Garrity is about twins who go to a weekend revival or convention of twins. It's a really very Wes Anderson-like film, David Lynch-type film. Rubado by Erica Watson is a great film that's shot in the south of France and is about a young photographer who sees things he's not supposed to see. May or Never by Giulio Podomani is an Italian film that deals with 2 women lovers that have really interesting kind of chemistry, and then your film finishes off the evening. So it's a wonderful program. Saturday, June 18th, $12 general admission. More information is at our website, njfilmfest.com. Hope you will join us, and thank you so much for watching us. Thanks.
What's your name?
Danny. And what's your name?
I'm Carly.
Carly. Is that Carly with a K?
No, a C.
Carly with a C. Okay.
Nice to meet you, Danny.
It's nice to meet you too.
The East Brunswick High School class of 2016 will be graduating soon, and it's time to get your order in for a DVD or Blu-ray copy of the ceremony. From pomp and circumstance to the tossing of the caps, you'll get all the action and see each graduate receive their diploma on a professionally mastered DVD or Blu-ray copy. Order forms will be given out to students and are also available at the East Brunswick Public Library. You can also order online and pay with credit card or PayPal at www.ebtv.org. Place your order before July 1st to avoid a $5 late fee. For every copy ordered, a portion will be donated to the East Brunswick Education Foundation. So order your DVD or Blu-ray copy of the East Brunswick High School Class of 2016 graduation ceremony today. It's a keepsake that every graduate will cherish for a lifetime.
Hi, I'm Melissa Hosick, and I invite you to attend one of our upcoming June events at the East Brunswick Public Library. All are open to the public. Tuesday, June 14th at 7 p.m., join our new Handcrafters Club. Bring a current project and enjoy conversation with other crafters. On Monday, June 20th at 7 p.m., Mr. H.O.M.E. Cohen from the high school will discuss how to protect yourself and your identity on the internet. On Thursday, June 30th at 7 p.m., join us for our 3rd annual Record Play Film Festival screening and awards. This year's competition was open to all New Jersey residents, and the theme is Explore. To learn about our other events, such as film festivals, summer reading, and more, visit ebpl.org/calendar or follow us on social media. We hope to see you in June.